Rising, whatever time of day it is you're watching me. I'm so excited and delighted to be with you here on today. Know what to do, tag and share. Share and tag. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. So glad to connect with you here on this particular day. Tag and share. Share and tag. Blessings to you, Pastor Cotton. Don't forget you're going to be on with me this week. I just remembered that. We'll talk. Pastor Cotton's on YouTube. Grand Rising to you as well. It's Hillary. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share and tag. And let me know if you can see and hear me well. Blessings, Linda Nelson. Almighty, we just thank you for this opportunity. We are thankful for life, health, and strength, for being, existing, even on this universal plane. Guide us today. Lead us, inform us, inspire us, empower us. We thank you, Lord, as we seek to connect with the depths of you. For knowing the depths of you helps to understand the depths of us. And we bless you and praise you for healing, wholeness, deliverance, transformation, elevation. In Yeshua's name, by his power, his consciousness, it is so. And so it is. Tag and share, share and tag. Thank you. Thank you. Tag and share and tag. I am honored and privileged to be with you here on today. Philippians 4 has a powerful reminder of who and what we are and what we can and can accomplish with the Christos, with the Christ mind, with the mind of Yeshua. And I want you to type it in the comments section. I want you to type these words in the comments section. I can. Come on, type it in the comments section. I can. I can. I can. I can. I can overcome. I can endure. I can master all situations and circumstances. I can. I can. I can manifest success. I can have wealth and riches in my house. I can endure. I can love myself in a healthy way. I can show up in this world as the best version of myself. And as you have typed I can, I want you to speak out loud, I can. Come on, speak out loud, I can. Program your brain, program your heart to know that I can. There are a lot of circumstances and situations and agendas in this present world today, but what does it have to do with me? I can. I can, no matter what presents itself to me, I can. No matter what pops up in my world, I can do it. I can endure it. I can overcome it. I can master it. I can conquer it. I can succeed. I can achieve. I can. And I always like to remind us that we're made in the image and likeness of what I believe to be an almighty being, almighty creator. That doesn't make us powerless, that makes us powerful. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I want you to type it in the comment section as you're speaking it out loud. I am powerful. I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. And as you're typing that in the comment section, I want you to speak it out loud. I am powerful. Own the power. Can you sense the power? Can you feel the power? When you speak it, you ought to feel something. When you speak it, you ought to sense something. When you speak, I am powerful, you ought to know something. Glory, glory. Matter of fact, in this moment, just be thankful that by permission, you are powerful. By permission of the Almighty God, you are powerful. Oh, come on, bless the Almighty. Bless God. Bless our wonderful source for empowering us to be powerful. It is a wonderful thing to know that you have power. So no matter what it is that seems to be presenting itself in your world, I want you to be reminded in a most notable fashion that I am powerful. Be reminded in a most significant way that I am powerful. Ooh, what a beautiful thing it is. What a wonderful thing it is. What a dynamic thing it is to know that I am powerful. Oh, blessings to you and to you and to you and to you. Let me check in on you. How's everybody feeling now? How's everybody feeling now? Talk to me. How are you feeling today? Talk to me. How's your state of mind? And remember, this is all subjective. How you feel is how you feel. We don't judge that here. But talk back to me. How are you today? How are you today? How you feeling right now? I am just curious to know. I just want to know. Okay, let's see here. Pretty quiet, feeling great, wonderful. Another feeling great this morning. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you so much. Anyone else? Want to share with us how you're feeling on this particular day? Awesomeness. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and thank you for sharing your feelings with us on today. It means so much to me to know exactly how you are feeling. I want to remind you, Linda says she feels good. Awesomeness. That's right. Don't forget to tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. I've got to remind you that we're on Patreon, patreon.com/AG Green now. More of my Facebook posts will be what I normally post on Facebook are going to be on Patreon. Our community is growing every week there. So if you have not joined, remember there are 2 paid levels where I offer insider information. I got a couple of insider videos coming this week. But there's also a free section where everybody can see what I post. And until you're ready to manifest the amount of money to make the investment by joining the tier levels, you can join the free level. Patreon.com/AG Green now. Or if you download the Patreon app, look for AG Green now and join for free. Join for free. So excited and delighted about what's happening in that particular community. But let me see. I need to find something here. I thought I had this in here. Let me go into my computer before I get started. There's a QR code I must keep before you because we are in the process of growing the mailing list. And as a result of that, I'm going to be spending more time speaking to you and writing and vlogs in the upcoming months. Let me say this to you. If you join the mailing list recently, one of the first things you're going to encounter is a series on your higher self, a series on your higher self. And I'm already getting some positive feedback from that series on higher self. And so I want to encourage you to join our email list. Of course, it's free. I'll be offering freebies there as well. And I'm going to put that QR code up in just a few minutes. Also, remember to follow me on social media. The link tree has all of the places that you can find me right now online. The thing you have to do now is scan the QR code that's showing up on your screen to connect with us on the mailing list. Just take out your camera like this, get it closer to the screen, and a website address should pop up to connect with Google or whatever your search engine is. You click on that, it'll take you to the sign up page, and you can connect with our mailing list. Now, this mailing list is going to be different than anything else I've ever done because I will continue to feed you information weekly. So it's like I'm doing some research on some topics now. Some are going to be converted into books. Others will be presented in videos. And then from those, that information and research will also come an email series for you to empower you that way. So I encourage you to check your email as often as you can for emails from AG Green now, because my desire is to empower you significantly to help you to evolve, to transform, and to ascend. Linda says she's feeling good. Awesome. So glad you all are on this particular day. So you know what I got to ask you? You know what my next question is? Yes, you figured it out. I got to ask you what's in your cup. What's in your cup? Of course, in mine is Folgers coffee. Probably shouldn't have said the name. With French vanilla creamer in mine. What's in your cup on today? Remember, this is no judgment zone. We don't judge people by whatever they're sipping on or eating. Matter of fact, not just what's in your cup. I haven't ate yet today, but what have you munched on? What you eating? What you sipping on while you're watching me? Sipping or eating while you're watching me? What are you sipping on while you're watching me? What are you sipping on while you're watching me? I'm curious. All right. Pastor Jerry Cotton, who's on YouTube, says he's got lemon water. Very good. Very good. Hillary says she's got nothing today. Anybody else sipping or eating while you're watching me? Make me feel envious. Be sipping or eating something that, I would love to taste or love to eat. What is it? What are you sipping on and eating while you're watching the brother today? Let's see. Orange soda. Ooh, I don't really drink soda anymore. Maybe once or twice a year, but that sounds good. Is it an orange crush or is it like an orange Fanta, Linda? What kind of orange soda? I like orange sodas. Like I said, I don't drink sodas anymore, but occasionally when I want to step outside that, box that I put myself in, the new health lifestyle, I do. But I still love orange, grape, strawberry, fruit punch, especially with some good Chinese food. What kind of orange soda is it, Linda? Like I said, I don't really drink them, but I do like the brands I used to drink. What kind of orange soda is it? Anybody else? What you sipping on or eating while you're watching? What are you sipping on or nibbling on? Oh, she says the cheap kind. Okay. Gotcha. I want you to type in the comment section these words. National Minority Mental Health Month. National Minority Mental Health Month. National Minority Mental Health Month. Type that in the comment section. National Minority Mental Health Month. Type that in the comment section for me. National Minority Mental Health Month. Type that in the comment section for me. Thank you so much. National Minority Mental Health Month. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what July is, the month we're in now, supposed to be. National Minority Mental Health Month. I've already been doing a series midweek during the Spiritual Awakening. That's what we call our Wednesday night teaching series on toxic families. And this is what I'm going to do this week. I have scheduled, and I need make sure we'll communicate. Pastor Cotton is on YouTube. He's a certified counselor. And I'm just going to bring him in to join my conversation and give his professional expertise while I'm discussing bullet points. He'll discuss it with me. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pivot a little bit. He'll be on this coming week. Invite your families and friends. Let them know we'll have a certified therapist on discussing this topic with me of toxic families. But I want to encourage you this month to take some time to invest in your mental health. You've got spiritual health and you've got mental health. Your native state is spiritual. You are a spiritual being. You existed before you came here, and you will exist after you leave in your purely spiritual state. But while you're here, you're in an avatar body. You express physicality. Within the framework of that physicality is human psychology. And our psychological state of being can be altered, disrupted, become disjointed, discombobulated, and so many other negative adjectives to describe the fact that trauma can cause us to become dysfunctional. And so I want you to tune in this month because we're focused on empowering you to become the best version of you, but also to bring an awareness to your psychological state of being. Now, naturally, we would approach these topics, from more of a have a cognitive-based approach, but always understand that even with your psychology, your spirituality controls it, informs it, masters it. And we encourage counseling. It is the linear process. You notice I said it is a linear process. But there's also a spiritual process but to expedite psychological healing. We might get into that. But more importantly, I just want to emphasize some things to you in the upcoming weeks. In the minority community, we have for generations considered therapy and counseling and reaching out for help as taboo. In many countries that are still ran by people of African descent, it is seen as a weakness. People equate counseling with being crazy. They equate counseling with being weak, and that's really not the case. As I've tried to explain down through the years, when your physical body starts ailing, you take that body to a medical doctor. When your car breaks down, you take that same car to a mechanic. Well, when you start having a few challenges mentally, or you want to strengthen some areas of your life, or you recognize that you've got some stuff going on mental in your mind that's plaguing you and impacting your performance and impacting who you are, then you should take it to somebody who specializes in enabling you to put those mental pieces in their proper place. Therefore, and thus helping you to evolve, transform, and ascend. Paul made it clear on at least one occasion in scripture. Well, he talks about the mind frequently, but he says, with my mind, I serve the Lord. People don't understand that, yes, you have a spiritual mind, but who you are as a being, there is a communication between your spiritual mind and your brain. Understand that if the psychological aspect of your being is clouded, foggy, confused or filled with principles that are flawed, then it's going to interfere with the spiritual signal. It's going to interfere with the impact of the spiritual mind. It's also going to interfere with the impact of the I am, which is God or the source, communicating to us and communicating through us, because your mind is just a giant filter that interprets your world and your experiences and has the ability to block or to empower, to save or to destroy based on your thinking, based on your psychological construct, based on your psychological framework. So I want to encourage you, if you need to see somebody, see somebody. If you need to invest in some courses that will highlight some things that you should work on correcting inwardly, do that. If you need to connect more with programs like this to expose and highlight and at the same time elevate and esteem you, then do that. If you need to take a vacation, then do that. Whatever it is that you can do to enhance your mental health is very, very, very important. So we'll be taking some time. I'll continue my series. And like I said, I'm honored to have Pastor Jerry Cotton, who's going to be on with us this week. And we'll probably take a couple of questions as well. So make sure you're invited. I'll create a flyer, get a picture of them in the next day or so, put it up on the website, release it to the email list, and we're going to go from there. All right. I'm going to ask one more time. Who's joined the mailing list? Let me see. I got to press this. I'm going to fill up my mailing list first, and then I'm going to go back to my text list eventually. I used to have both. Who's on the mailing list? If you're not on the mailing list, remind me to put the QR code up later so that you can join it. All right. Let's get back into some of the teaching we were in. All right. I got a me. Hillary's on the mailing list. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Enjoying that mailing list, Hillary? Talk back to me. How's the mailing list? She's on YouTube today. How's that mailing list working for you? How's that mailing list working for you? Krista's on it. Wonderful. All right. I want others to join it, and I want you to check that mailing list as well. All right. I started a series with you a couple of weeks ago that I want to continue. See, Hillary says absolutely. It's been really helpful. Wonderful. Somebody else says great info. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Started a series with you a few weeks ago that I want to continue today. Looks like we're in part three, using the thematic text of Romans 8:28, an epistle that is believed or was believed for centuries to have been written by Paul. It is being questioned now amongst a normal consensus of scholars, but nevertheless, Romans 8:28 is where we've been working from. So we're going to go back there and we're going to pick up our discussion from the series that we've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. For some reason, my wonderful phone seems to be taking its time or is waiting on me. Okay, here we go. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. And I ask you the question, do you know? Do you know? So I want you to type it in the comment section as you personalize it. Do I know? Do I know? Type it in the comment section, asking yourself a question. Do I know? Type that in the comment section. Do I know? Almighty, we just thank you and praise you for this opportunity in this moment. You're leading and guiding us. Again, you're revealing truth from within. We embrace it and we grow from it and we expand from it. And we bless you, Yeshua's name, his power and consciousness. It is so. And so it is. Do I know? So it's a question for you. Give you a brief recap quickly. I always like to give you a recap. And remember, the hallmark of good teaching or great teaching is repetition. I'm going to say it again. The hallmark of good teaching is repetition. We recognize that the way that the human brain is designed, it has both short-term and long-term memory. Therefore, that's why many people hear things in terms of a short-term memory perspective, and they can't retain it for any length of time because it has not gone through the process to be committed to long-term storage. And then, of course, we have long-term memory, and that is an extended memory, something that we will hold on to for years and years and years and years and years. So the reason why I practice repetition is because I want these concepts, these principles to become ingrained and cemented indelibly within the deepest recesses of your being. I literally want you to embody these spiritual principles and concepts to become one with them and express them in the world. So as a result of that, I'm constantly going to be I practice repetition. We started out talking about epistemology, which is a branch of philosophy. It is a branch of philosophy, basically discussing the limiting examination of knowledge or how we grow to know knowledge. It is a branch of philosophy concerned with the nature and scope of knowledge, the nature and scope of knowledge. And since I am a lover of great quotes, I will quote from Frank Herbert, an American science fiction author and writer, who says, "The beginning of knowledge is the discovery of something we do not understand." This is a powerful quote because what you don't understand, the Old Testament writer says, "And all that getting, get an understanding." Without that understanding, there is no knowledge in you, or knowledge as it pertains to you, as it relates to the subject or the subject matter or the topic that you do not understand. I say this to you, it is not a bad thing to not understand. And thank you for the likes and hearts. They help the algorithm. What's relevant and important is that what you don't understand, you grow to understand, or you learn to understand. And as I've been sharing with you all for months now, there is a massive shift in terms of awakening that's happening globally. I want you to type it in the comments section, the Great Awakening. Type it in the comments section, the Great Awakening. Type in the comments section, the Great Awakening. That's what I'm calling it. If I ever forget that I call it that, remind me. The Great Awakening. Type that in the comment section. The Great Awakening. Thank you. Thank you. There is a great awakening that's taking place. And I'm speaking presciently and prophetically in that within the next 50 years, a shorter span than that, but I'm just taking it up to 50 years. As a result of this great awakening, religion as you know it today will not be the same. I'm telling you right now, you can, as they say, take this to the bank. You can mark this on your calendar. Religion as we know it today is going to be exponentially more scarce in 50 years. The reason why is because there is knowledge that's coming to the forefront. There is a renegotiation of texts, of the texts, of biblical texts, of other ancient texts. as well as an enlightening or an enlightenment in certain fields that's shedding light on what has been considered to be established truth. See, now when I start talking like this, I get off my subject. Can I finish my point here? Because this will take me off 15, 20 minutes, an hour if I let it. I'm trying not to do that. But this is why I have to do stuff in series, because as it comes to me, I need to share it with you. I want you to understand that, for example, we've got commentaries within, it exists in Judaism and exists in Christianity, commentaries. These commentaries were compiled by scholars, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800s. We can name a bunch of them. There's more information that has surfaced, for example, about ancient languages and ancient cultures that's impacting both transliteration and translation of scriptural texts. Transliteration and translation. And what religion has done is built, for example, a defense, apologetics is a defense that has been built around truths or perceived truths that people accepted as perceived truths a few hundred years ago, up until this point. The danger with that is, and remember, I've matriculated through seminary, so I understand the framework of how all this works, and I was an apologist. You're not taught to open yourself up to the potentiality or the possibility of new information coming to light. And with this new information coming to light, you measure what you have been taught versus what has now emerging. You're not taught to do that. You're taught to defend at any cost and stand on at any cost what has been established as truth by your predecessors. That's a very dangerous thing. It's a very dangerous thing because, number one, I've been saying this, and I'm going to continue to say this. If the premise of an omnipotent being is authentic, genuine, and true in its definition that we have ascribed to it, then that means, number one, there's unlimited volumes and wealth of knowledge that we as a species have not absorbed yet, number one. Number two, there are no limitations that you can place on this omnipotent, omniscient being. All right. Number three, this being cannot be contained in any one volume, any one book, any one body, any one person, any one organization, any one denomination, any one religion, because by the said nature of the being, it cannot be encircled, it cannot be surrounded, it cannot be contained, it cannot be captured. Only pictures, snapshots, partial snapshots are captured. But the fullness of it, if it is true from ontological terms, from ontology, from being, from essence, from what it is truly deemed, defined, and believed to be, then there is no one species that could possibly have the fullness of all that being is. So what is happening is there's an expansion of knowledge, an increase of knowledge that's taking place. And that's why some of these things are being revisited and looked at again. All of our translations are being looked at again. People are shocked in modern day when they have, some people want to have private conversations with me because they've gotten to a point where certain things just start not making sense to them anymore. They don't know that the present incarnation of King James Bible is a combination of thousands of copies of thousands of copies of thousands of copies of thousands of copies. And the average person thinks that somewhere in a museum, somewhere on this planet, is a complete full work of all what has been canonized, considered to be canonized, 66 books of the Bible, exists somewhere in its original form from 2,000 years ago. It's not true. It doesn't exist anywhere that we know of. We've got codices, and y'all wouldn't even know some of that stuff if I got into it. The Q manuscript, the P, we got all the, I don't want to get into all that. Fragments. Then you got the Dead Sea Scrolls, not complete works, but copies of copies and fragments. All right. There is no original 66 books of the Bible in its original form that exists anywhere on this planet. Nowhere. And the versions that you see, I don't want to get into that. Let me pause right there because I don't want to blow some of your mind up. So what I'm trying to help you to understand is that as knowledge comes to light spiritually, everybody is awakening spiritually on this planet. There is a spiritual awakening everywhere. And what has been suppressed is being revealed. What was once discussed in a corner or known only by a few people is now starting to slowly trickle into the masses. This information age in the information world that we live in is exposing us to a lot of falsehoods, but it's also exposing us to a lot of truths. And as a result of that, the revisitation of identity, the revisitation of spirituality, the revisitation of who we are as a people, the revisitation, watch this, of who we are as a brown-skinned people, people of African descent, our regality, but not just our regality, but our divinity is being revisited. And what is happening is, amongst the consensus of scholars, and let me share this with you. Let me share this with you. Can I share something with you? Type yes or no. Type yes or no. Can I share something with you? Type yes or no. I want to share something that's critical for you to understand. Yes or no. Type yes or no. Okay, I got one yes. Can I get a second yes? Can I get a second yes? Two. I want you to understand that the foundation of all scripture is always going to be found in the details of the text. And the details of the text is derived or traced back to an original language. See, one of the reasons why this is critical is because your average preacher can't read Hebrew or Greek. I'm going to say it again. Your average preacher can't read Hebrew or Greek. Your average preacher, for example, relies on the Strong's Concordance. And when you read Strong's, I'm giving you some tips. There are various different applications you see in Strong's, but it doesn't always give you the proper application when you're looking up that word in Hebrew or Greek. So we got preachers guessing at meanings to fit a text that fits their outline or fits their presentation. But it is only when you start talking to people, scholars, reading them, watching them, who can read the original language. And do you realize, let me give you an example. Let me pull something up here. You can't see something. I don't know why I'm going this way. Why am I going this way? I just be sharing too much stuff with y'all sometimes. Let me show you something. There's a source I use to do a lot of my studying with. And first of all, I always, when I'm looking at text, I always go back to original language, original sources, original people. But let me give you an example. So we're looking at Romans 8:28. We're looking at Romans 8:28. So I'm going to pull something up for you right quick. You can't see it. But I want you to understand. So So all things, and actually, I'm supposed to pick up to today at we know all things. So just looking at the phrase "we know," first of all, you look at it from a lexiconic sense, in that you want to find out not only what the original word is, but you also want to know the context of the word that's being used in that scripture. So it's in English, but it's not enough for it to just be in English, because what it means in English doesn't necessarily have the same meaning that it had in today's lesson in Greek. Secondly, you have to understand there are multiple forms of the Greek language. There's a Greek language we see in text. There's also Koine Greek. There's classical Greek. Most of the Bible is the New Testament, excuse me, is in Koine Greek. But there's also what's called classical Greek. Classical Greek is the text, or is the language that most of the higher ranking people, the educated people in that day spoke. So I'm gonna give you an example. We know. Do you realize that in the phrase "we know" is an inflection, is a root? Okay. Then there is the speech, whether it's a verb, the tense of the speech, the voice of the speech, whether it's active or passive, the mood of the speech, it could be indicative or not, the person, whether it's first person, the number, and then you've got to decipher, even in terms of speech, if it's a verb, what kind of verb is it? If it's a noun, what kind of noun is it? If it's a verb, is it a perfect, active, indicative? Why am I sharing all this stuff with you? I don't want to bore you. I'm sharing all this stuff with you because it has everything to do with determining what the text actually means. So you can't just look at a concordance, and that concordance, by many modern day scholars, is considered to be outdated now. That's another thing. We hold on to stuff that's hundreds of years old and think it's going to stay that way because we think it's really definitive truth. And then more information starts researching, and you start realizing that, for example, technology with cars is being replaced by newer technology with cars. Technology in your home, somehow, some way, we don't think that the technology and our information concerning our spirituality can change either. Yes, it can. So I said all that to say the average preacher doesn't study it this deep, is not going to study this deep, is not looking to study this deep. That's number one. Number two, since they can't speak the language, watch this, they're using a sum total of their education, their experiences, and their intellect, last but not least, and the doctrinal framework that they have been conditioned to believe to interpret the text. And the truth be told, the text means what we believe it means. That's why you got to dig deep to try and get an understanding of what the original author actually meant when the original author wrote the text. And I know some of y'all think that God inspired every word that's written in the text. I don't believe that. There's too many illustrations of stuff. Even Paul tells you, they're saying, God, this is me. Help me up in here, as they say, Holy Ghost. So anyway, I'm trying to help you to understand that there is a great awakening that's taking place right now. And these things are not going to be just challenged with emotion. They're going to be challenged with facts, certifiable facts, as the young folks say, receipts. And my question is, what are people going to do when the receipts are presented? You can either hold on to something, and this is the last point I want to make. I want you to type in the comment section, I have the power to manifest my experience. Type that in the comment section. I have the power to manifest my experience. Type that in the comment section. I'm way off. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to 828 in a minute, but type that in the comment section. I have the power to manifest my experience. Wow. Why am I saying this? I'm bringing this up because when people have an experience and they equate it with truth or equate it to being truth, then they take that experience and try and make it a spiritual principle or a spiritual law for everybody. But what they didn't understand is that their belief in the thing that they were taught created the experience. So it's not necessarily universal truth. It is something that you have adopted as truth. And by your own divine power, because you are a spiritual being, you're a divine species. People are afraid to say that, but it just doesn't make sense. If I'm the offspring of what you say is an omnipotent being, well, how can I just be mortal? How can I just be limited? That doesn't even, from a natural genetic standpoint, make sense. So what folk don't understand is that you can believe something into existence, whether negative or positive. That has nothing to do with the Almighty. That has nothing to do with that other fellow y'all talking about. That has everything to do with who you are and how powerful you are. So y'all remember, I gave y'all the illustration, and some of y'all love the illustration, but I gave y'all the illustration about the woman with the demon, with the pants and the demons. Does anybody remember me talking about that? It's been a couple of years ago since I brought it up. But some of y'all been watching me a while. Do anybody remember me talking about the illustration with the woman, the pants, and the demons? Type yes or no. If we got one yes. It's all right if it's a no, because if it's a no, it just means I need to share it again. Okay, we got a couple of yeses coming through. All right, wonderful. So I don't care what nobody say. She said she had been, going to church and said she was, saved. And the preacher was saying that, this was probably happened like 40 years ago. Okay, Destiny said no. So I'm telling you now, Destiny, here we go. I think this story happened 30 or 40 years ago because it was told when I was at church years ago. How old was I? I think I was in my early 20s when this story was shared. I think I was in my early 20s. And so the preacher said that the woman said that she was going to church and wearing pants. And the preacher, the church she went to, said it was a sin to wear pants and telling them you're going to hell if you wear pants. It's not of God, it's ungodly. She said, well, I was still wearing my pants anyway. And she said one day she was at home and she came under conviction. And she heard a voice tell her, take your pants off, all your pants, stop wearing these pants. I want you to take it to the dumpster. It was a trash can or whatever behind her house. And I want you to burn them pants up. And I want you to never wear those pants again. So she said she heard the voice of God. Watch this. She took all her pants. She took it to the dumpster and she burned them. And she said when she burned them, she saw demons flying out the pants. I kid you not. Demons flying out the pants. And she concluded from what she saw that demons possess pants. And it was a confirmation she was doing the right thing because every time she put on those pair of pants, she was walking in control and authority of demonic powers. Now, let me help y'all with something. Spirits don't need to inhabit inanimate objects. I'm going to say it again. Spirits don't need to inhabit inanimate objects. Can they be associated with, attached stuff to stuff? I believe it's possible. What she was trying to say and what she derived from her experience is, yes, it's a sin to wear pants. It's damnable and it's demonic. And ran with that. So people who wanted to support that doctrine start teaching that doctrine. Let me tell you what I think happened. What I honestly believe happened, number one, there are no demons that are possessing pants. For what? There are no spirits possessing pants. That's not even a spiritual principle. It's not a spiritual law. You can't prove it biblically nor in any other text. But what I believe happened is that she would have become so conditioned to develop a conviction, which was her faith, that what she was doing was wrong, until that portion of herself to unburden her from the conviction she was living told her, take them off, because she was living under duress. And number two, I believe that that part of her manifested, listen to this, a confirmation of what she had been inundated with for weeks and months, and that is, it was bad to wear the breeches. It's connected to something that's evil. So I don't believe that there was anything evil that came out of her pants from another source. I believe what she saw came from her creation. Y'all quiet up in here. I wish I had more likes and hearts. I need people to really understand this. Our reality in our world, we co-created with the Almighty, but we have power to produce things, to bring things into our world ourselves. Many people's fears are manifesting not when anybody else's help or assistance, but because of us. We get up in the morning and say it's going to be a bad day. That means we believe it's going to be a bad day. So guess what happens the rest of the day? You are the one who create a series of tripwire situations, or a series of situations where it's going to make your day appear to be miserable. I want you to hear what I'm saying. The spiritual principle, according to your faith, so be it unto you. Again, interpret it correctly. People think when they see that, and Yeshua is talking to the man about a son that was plagued, believed to be plagued by demons, what they don't understand is that that's a spiritual principle. According to your faith, so be it. You're going to have what you believe. Excuse me. That's Mark 9:23, wrong scripture. If thou canst believe, I'm sorry, all things are possible to him that believeth. That was to the blind men, according to your faith. Mark 9:23, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Again, that is not just related to a positive sense. So I have faith for something good and it's going to happen. No, that's anything. That's anything you believe. If you, hear me, if you think you can't, as Henry Ford said, then you most likely, then you can't. But if you think you can, then you can. Well, why is this being fulfilled in people's lives every day? As soon as they get to a point where they know they can, as soon as they get to a point where they believe they can, as soon as they get to a point where they embody I can, it's amazing how opportunities just start opening up for people. How is that? What is that? And this is not people who share your belief system. This is people who just decide, I'm going to believe something is real for me. And it happens. Y'all quiet up in here. I don't see no likes and hearts. Am I making any sense to anybody? I'm sorry. Let me go back to my teaching. Let me go back to my teaching. Okay. So there's some stuff that's happening in your life every day. It's you. Things that's happening to you daily, it's you. I want you to type it in the comment section, it's me. Type it in the comment section, it's me. Some of y'all going on long fasts. You're reading scriptures every day to try and stop somebody that you think is not you when it's really you. I got to bind this. Well, if you got to bind anything, you need to bind yourself. Because there's nothing else out there that's creating this and giving you this perception and giving you this interpretation. It's you. You believe this. And you have the power to believe it and it come into being. Whew. Wow. Did I just say that? Yeah, I said that. I said that. So we took some time and we discussed how knowledge can be gained according to epistemology. We went through that, starting with reason and logic. And of course, we ended up with illumination and revelation from a divine source. Then we defined the word belief. The word belief is the psychological state in which an individual holds a proposition or premise to be true. That's a definition from psychology. All right. And so we kind of gave you some extensive background on that, how we come to the knowledge of certain things, how we come to a point where we decide that something is real or not real to us. So what you and I know, and the word know, I do, means to perceive with the eyes. So it could be a sensual thing, to perceive by any of the senses. Again, a sensual from a physical point of view, but it also means to perceive. So this perceive is an understanding or is a knowing that is not produced from the occipital lobe. It's not produced from the sense of sight. It is produced from the mind and the understanding of the heart and the mind. It also means to discern. It means to discover. So based on what I taught you over the last couple of weeks as to how we know, I'm still asking you the question, do you know? So in the realm of do you know, it bodes another question, what do I know? Because if I ask you, do you know, then the word know, the I do, not just what you see, but what you perceive, what you discern. I got to ask you the question, what do you perceive? What do you discern? And again, understand, perception and conception are going to be directly predicated on information and your interpretation of information. Knowledge that has already been presented and introduced to you and your interpretation of the said knowledge. That's going to determine who and what you are. And remember, you can be an eagle and think you're a chicken. It is possible for you to be elite, very elite, born to be elite, prefabricated before the foundations of the world to be elite. But because your perception, your mindset says that you're not elite, then you will live a life of non-elitism. I want you to hear me. So it goes back again to the question of what do you know, or do I know, or do you know? Do you know who you are? Wow. Do you know who you are, or do you know what they told you? Do you know how they define you? Do you know what society has said? Do you know what religion has said and you allowed it to define you? Do you know sometimes what family has said incorrectly and you have accepted it? But I got to ask you, do you know who you are? You're not just a cashier. You're not just a person who has a desk. You're not just a teacher. You're not just a mom. You're not just a doctor. You're not just a lawyer. You're not just a person who works at a financial institution. And you're not just a person who has a certain kind of body. And you're not just a person that's connected to a certain kind of physical genealogy. I'm asking you, do you know who you are? And the chances are your definition of who you are is based again on the epistemological concepts of how we gain knowledge. So now I've got to challenge you. Is what you know about you the truth? Is what you know about you the truth? Or have you adopted or interpreted truth based on other people's truths or based on other people's perceptions of truth? Which one is it? And I encourage you to continue to ask yourself the question, what do I know about myself? What do I know, or do I know about God, the Almighty, the Creator? What do I know? These are questions that I am challenging you to ponder, because the answer, the solution is in the answer. I'm going to say it again. The solution, I feel this thing, is in the answer. Mm, mm, mm. I want you to type it in the comment section. My solution is in the answer. Type that in the comment section. My solution is in the answer. Ooh, I feel that so strong. Who is the Spirit talking to right now? Type that in the comment section. My solution is in the answer. Wow. Ooh, I feel it. Glory. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My solution is in the answer. Listen to me, family. The answer is not in your physicality. The answer is not in your physical being. The answer is not in your looks. Your looks may be a clue that can be connected to something that you will do, but it's not the answer as to who you are. Do you know who you are? Paul said, and we know. So there is an assumptive clause here. There's an assumptive component here. There's an assumptive predilection here that we know. And I'm pausing here to say that we don't always know. Wow, 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 wow. And until we know, we will continue to reflect the reality in the world, and that reality reflects back to us, and that is completely based on what we know. When the Old Testament text says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge, that word knowledge is translated as revelation. There must be an unveiling and an uncovering of something that will give you life. Otherwise, if it continues to be shrouded and clouded, come on now, in secrecy, or clouded and shrouded by a blanket of ignorance, hear me, family, what you don't know has the potential to destroy you. If you don't know that you're allergic to bees and you love bees, you might end up in the hospital or dead. If you don't know that you're allergic to seafood and you eat a bunch of seafood, you're going to end up in the hospital several times until that's shifted, changed, or corrected. So I'm saying to you, it's imperative that you have the answer to Ido, the answer to you with the proper perception, the answer with the proper discernment, the answer with the proper knowing. You've got to know. Hear me, family. And when I know something, I'm telling you now, knowing is the ultimate level of faith, because I'm not reaching to understand, or I'm not reaching to believe. I'm not reaching through belief. I'm not reaching through trying to convince myself daily over and over and over again that this is who and what I am. When I know something, I know something. Yes, things might come into my world to attack it. Things might come into my world to take a counterpoised position. But guess what? When I know it, I know it. When I know it, I know it. And even if I act like I don't know it, I still know it. See, there's something about when you know something. Paul is saying, and we know. And I'm saying to you, you've got to know. I've got to know. What do we know? We must know that we are favored. We must know that we are loved. We must know that we are masters. We must know that we have power and authority over all. We must know. But if you do not know, we're going to get deeper into the text in a few minutes, and I'm going to have to shut it down. If we don't know certain things, then how can we access those things? I'm going to say it again. If we don't know certain things, how can we access those things? And how can we access the privilege and the benefits of those things if you don't know it? What good is it for $1 million to be somewhere in the world with your name on it and you don't know it even exists? Ooh, I feel that one. I feel that one. And I hear the Spirit saying it's time for a revisitation of what you think you know about you, of what you think you know about God, of what you think you know about your own life. It is time to revisit it. And it is time to open yourself up so that the Almighty can give you truthful downloads, or I might even say uploads, as to who and what you are and who and what the Almighty is. Wow, 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 wow. We got people out here who still think God is a man. That is crazy. A spirit doesn't have genitalia. It only assumes genitalia when it comes into a physical form. It doesn't need it in a spiritual form. I don't care who you hear teach this. Spirits, in the pure spiritual sense of things, it is an incorporeal body. Corporeal bodies come with these components. Incorporeal bodies don't. For example, do you realize that you can get 1 million angels in your little apartment? You can get 1 million angels in one room. How is it possible to get 1 million angels in one room? Because they're incorporeal. They don't take up physical space. Because in their spirit bodies, they're outside of the frequency and vibration and reality of the space-time continuum. They don't exist in it. But yet they can insert themselves where you are in your presence 1,000,001 time and never get crowded. You know why? Because they don't have corporeal bodies. Lord have mercy. Somebody help me. Wish I had some likes and hearts. So you've got to know, because knowing produces the answer. Knowing produces the solution. Let me get to my next point, and then I'm gonna shut it down. Let's see. That all things, this is where I stopped last week. That all things, the word all in Greek means every, any, all, the whole, all things. I want you to type it in the comment section. All means all. Type that in the comment section. All means all. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All means all. Wow. All means all. Type that in the comment section. Give me a few more minutes here. About 15 more minutes. All means all. Wow. Wow. All things, hear me, are working together. The phrase work together, soon echo. It's synergy. Modern day word, synergy. Synergy is the interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. Wow. Working together is about synergy. The interpretation of the LSJ version says to work together with, to help in work, cooperate. The Dotson translation says, I work together, I work with, work together. In the Strong's, it talks about to cooperate. It's derived from a word of help or working together. Thayer says, to work together, it means to help in work. It means to be partner in labor. It means to put forth together with and thereby to assist. All things, hear me, all things are in synergy. All things, family, are interacting and cooperating to produce a power and an effect cooperatively that's greater than singularly. Mm. And what I'm saying to you is this: you must know this. You must know this. You must know this, that there is synergy in this world and synergy in this universe that's endorsed by the Creator and endorsed by you if you allow it to work synergetically, hear me, together for your good, for your benefit, for that which is beneficial. My God, hear me today. I must know this. Hear me. I'm going to say it again. I must know this. I'm going to get to that other part in the text later, but I'm going to have to introduce it now. I must know, family, that I am the called. I must know, family, that I am the favored. I must know, family, that I am recognized. I must know, family, that I have permission from God to operate like him. I must know, family, that I have permission from Yah to be who I came in this world to be. And I must know, hear me, that stuff out there is not really designed to work against me. Stuff out there is designed to serve me, to cooperate with me, to work for me, to work on my behalf. I wish I had some likes and hearts here. The breakup broke you down to build you up. I need you to hear what I'm saying today. I want you to understand that some of the darkest times in the history of the existence of people has led to shifts, inner shifts, and life-changing situations. You know why? Because that situation held a clue, or that situation held information, or that situation held an impetus, or that situation held a stimulus to push that person to reach out for more. I need y'all to catch what I'm saying, to start opening themselves up to the possibility that they are more and that the world is more and there is something greater out there for them. But it doesn't happen until you know, hear me, the world is not against you. The world works in concert with you. I need you to catch what I'm saying. I want you to understand that that boss who might be giving you hell, it's the same boss that's working for your good. Because if you interpret the hell that you believe that unleashing into heaven, then you will manifest better situations and circumstances. I need you to hear what I'm saying. The cycle of life helps us to understand the rebirth cycle, that when something dies, something is born, reborn. That's why we have the indestructibility of matter. If an animal dies in the forest, its body decomposes. It is eventually absorbed into the earth. Some parts of it are absorbed into the ground. Hear me. That decaying flesh begins to offer nutrients and proteins, hear me, to fertilize or become a positive composition for the fertile, or help the soil, develop positive composition to bring forth new life. I need you to catch what I'm saying. I need you to hear me. I need you to start adjusting your lens, to not think that you don't have power to determine what you know. I need you to adjust your heart and your mindset to resist and not choose a world that everything is trying to trip you up and destroy you. No, choose a world where it's working together for your good. Some of you needed to lose the house. Some of you needed to lose the car to go on a different journey. Some of you needed to get out that relationship because it was taking you down anyway, and the best version of you was not on display dealing with that joker. I need you to catch what I'm saying. Some of you need to understand that at your lowest point, there is something in the situation that if you just adjust your lens and start allowing faith to talk to you, start allowing faith to reveal to you, then you will recognize that there's something in you that's got to shift now. There's something in you that's got to change now. There's something in you that's got to be altered now. It's working for your good. And I've shared this story with you that a man, they said, lacked imagination as an illustrator. The comic book industry said he lacked imagination and would not hire him. He ended up in a place where he was homeless, where he got this little job. And while he was working this little job, he could barely eat. And he had to live with rats. Y'all remember me telling this story. He had to live with a bunch of rats and mice in this home, in this little place that he was living in. But what he did was he turned a rat or a mouse into Mickey Mouse. His name was Walt Disney. Hear me. And had he not lived in that rat-infested place, come on now, and had he not had that dream that was pushing him that he was going to be a great illustrator to impact and touch the world with his drawings, he would have never, ever used the rats or the mice as a model. Come on now, for his illustrations and a model for his cartoon. Come on now. It worked together. He needed to be in that place to have those interactions with those rats. Come on now. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation that has impacted the culture and the world in ways that are incomprehensible. All because somebody took a situation and recognized there's good in it. There's an energy present in your life. Come on now. Joseph said what was meant, you meant it for bad, but God meant it for good. You got to understand how to flip something. You got to understand how to reinterpret something. You got to know that you know that you know. If I'm here, there's good here with me. If I'm here, there's an energy here to cooperate with me to cause this to work out in my favor. I need y'all to catch what I'm saying. Had the great Malcolm X not had a life of crime that put him in prison, he would have never, ever read thousands of books while he was incarcerated. Did you hear what I said? To tap into the intellectual that he really was, that catapulted him from a religion that helped reorganize and restructure him, along with his access to knowledge that makes him an international transcendental figure to this day. He took his time behind bars, did you hear what I said, and recognized it's got to work together for my good. I need y'all to catch what I'm saying. Every place that Joseph was in scripture, in Genesis, Joseph recognized good was in him, and Joseph saw good in the midst of every environment that he was in, and he flipped, hear me, a pit experience, come on now, into Potiphar's house, and he flipped a lie told in Potiphar's house that put him in prison, and he flipped when he was in prison to come to the head of the prison. So he's the head of Potiphar's house. Now he's the head inmate in prison, and he flipped his prison experience to a palace experience. Well, now I need y'all to catch what I'm saying today. You got to know some stuff. Oh, my Lord, my Lord. I got to know some stuff. You got to know some stuff. And what you know is going to produce a reality where the ant will be working for your good. Come on now. Where if you hit your leg on the side of the bed, it's working for your good. That if you get to the bathroom, come on now, and there's no toothpaste in it, it's working for your good. I've been in so many situations that I used to interpret as bad. But once I start recognizing that this is going to lead to something good, no, this works good for me. It's amazing how that led to this situation where I met this person, or what I was introduced to this knowledge, or I found out about this website, or I found out about this store, or I found out about this opportunity that led to another thing, that led to another thing, that ended up sustaining me. And I'm saying to you right now, don't know misery, don't know poverty, don't know confusion, don't know the victim mentality. Come on here. Don't know that your enemies are looming, trying to destroy you. We don't know that. I want you to know. I want you to know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I want you to know that I'm made in the image and likeness of somebody almighty and the almightiness. I want you to know greatness. I want you to know power. Come on now. I want you to know that this world responds to your commands. This world responds to your voice. I want you to know that the very water that you drink, that you can speak to it, it will hold a charge. It will hold an intention for you. Come on now. I want you to know that the very plants that you raise respond to your voice. It's not just the carbon dioxide you're emitting. They're responding to the voice, the vibration of your voice, the intent of your divinity. Come on here, somebody. I want you to know at all times that all this stuff, these haters, are working to elevate you. I need you to catch what I'm saying today. The job you just lost, come on now, it's working to set you up for something better. You need to know that all this sadness is simply going to make you a better counselor. You've got to know that you know that you know that your last hospital stay taught you something about your health and how to take care of yourself and how to alter your mindset. It's something you got to know. Heartbreak is just preparing you for a full heart. Come on now. Missed opportunities of love, or were opportunities you needed to miss to set you up for the greatest love. I need you to catch what I'm saying today. You got to know that you know that you know that it is working together, that it's on the universe or God's payroll to work together for your good. And I'm asking the question right now, do you know? I got to ask you the question again. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Some of you are, you're in this tunnel. You know why you needed to be in this tunnel? Yeshua needed a garden experience. Yeshua needed an experience on the way to the cross. You know why? Some people needed to be exposed for who they were. Some of you all can see who's with you and who's not with you. Some of you all now, you can see who can help you and who can't help you. Know that God has made everything accessible and available to you to work on your behalf. But instead of having a depressed, losers, I can't win mentality, and thinking that God has an issue with you, know you're favored. Know you are treasured. Know you are loved. Know that everything spiritually and naturally is waiting for you to line up and send a message and send the frequency. I am powerful. And whatsoever things I desire when I pray, I believe that I receive them and I have them. I'm telling you now, then when you know better, better is going to manifest in your world. I'm going to say it again. When you know better, better is going to manifest in your world. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. I sense this so strong. I'm going to pray. Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, I feel this. I feel this. You can't nobody break you unless you let them break you. Can't nobody stop you unless you believe you can be stopped. I'm going to use the language of the presentation today. If you know you can be stopped, you'll be stopped. But if you know you can't be stopped, you can't be stopped. You know why? Because you know it. And when you know this, your energy, which is unlimited as well, partners adequately with the great I am, and the whole world, the whole universe will bend to your will, bend to your desires, bend to your requests. Ooh, I feel that. Who is this for? Who is this for? You've been conditioned with all these belittling philosophies, these belittling bits of information that diminishes and reduces you. But Pamela Moore, you are dynamic. You are powerful. Now, this is what I want everybody to do. This is what I'm going to do differently today. Let me make sure that my video setting looked the way, okay, it's still good. I want you to type your name. When I give you the signal, type your name in the comments section. I want you to type your name. When I give you the signal, I want you to type your name in the comment section. I got something that I'm going to speak in connection with what's already with you. I got something I'm going to speak from within you. Ooh, my, this is powerful, powerful. Almighty, I thank you for this time. We declare and decree that everything is unraveling perfectly for us, unfolding perfectly for us. Thank you. By Yeshua's name is power and consciousness. It is so, and so it is. Now, type your first name. Type your first name. Type your first name. Quickly, type your first name. I declare and decree for you to rise, for you to ascend, Chantel, from the state of consciousness that you're in to a higher state. And I speak that the divine information that is well informed inside of you be conveyed to the world. And last but not least, Chantel, I speak that the greatness that you are, that you would accept, know that you deserve, and allow that greatness to break loose and break forth from you now. For in the expression of this greatness, Chantel, is provision for all. Brenda, you are a game changer. You are a world changer. You are a universe changer. And I declare and decree that the concepts that come out of your mouth, the wisdom and truths that come out of your mouth will instantly dissolve situations and circumstances in people's lives, reform them into the image of the Almighty Yah, and that they will move from where they are to elevated places and spaces. And last but not least, I decree that what seemed to have been in reserve for you is now released. I speak release. I speak release to Brenda. Release, release, love, release goodness, release finances, release provision, all of the cooperative components in her world. Sing, harmonize together in unity to bring forth that which she already is. There is no lack. There is no lack. And I bless you. I speak to Jerry, the clarity concerning your assignment. I speak to Jerry, the provision is there concerning your assignment. I speak to Jerry, the necessary connections to fulfill what's in your heart is there. And I speak to Jerry, a breakthrough in his career and a breakthrough in his financial status. Last but not least, I speak to Jerry, a companion made and molded from a similar image as you, with ultimate compatibility and a soul connection that's incomparable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so and so it is. I declare and decree to destiny love like she's never experienced before. Self-love that loves out all of the empty spaces into places and spaces in her heart that are full and free. A love that drives out rejection and feeling of abandonment and loss. And I speak the infinite love of God to stimulate the infinite love of self. And this synergy between the two creates a world of love for her that attracts love, that brings the pressed down, shaken together, running over, which represents the overflow, and a love that causes her to step out of the shadow into a place where her light shines, and all gravitate to see and all gravitate to partake of it. And I declare and decree that which is speaking as NOT not, I declare and decree it is possible. It is so, because she is the I am that I can. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Restoration. Love God. Love yourself. Restoration, destiny. Restoration. Charlotte. What the enemy meant for bad has already been turned into good. And I hear the Almighty declare and decree, love is patient. Love is kind. You are love. And from this moment forward, you will bring more people into your life who love like you and love with you. And I thank you right now for a new relationship of love with yourself that's developing now. Ooh, my. It is so and so it is. Krissa, the world changer. Krissa. Future altering. Legendary. Embrace the version of you that I see waiting to step out of one dimension into a present tense dimension. We resist anything that's outside of the definition of the great I am for you. This next move is going to be your greatest move. And this next opportunity is going to connect you to an even greater opportunity. And I hear the Almighty say, if you believe that I can, he said, the Almighty said to tell you, I
can, which means the Almighty can, but more importantly, you can. You can. And I want you to declare and decree all week, I can, I can, I can. Yes, I must say this. Yes, sometimes there is a collapsing of one reality to give way to a new reality. And sometimes when things look like they're falling apart, it's because they need to fall apart. Because a new you and a new reality from within you must be constructed. For when a building is set to be condemned, is set to be torn down, nothing new can be built until the old one is first demolished, destroyed, deconstructed, and removed. And there are some things that are collapsing purposely in your life, Krista, to give way to a new you, a new life, a new order. Oh my God, it is so and so it is. Linda Nelson, weeping endured for a night. Joy comes in the morning. Like Linda, wholeness, spirit, soul, and body is what I decree and declare for you. Last but not least, love to understand and know you is what I decree and declare for you. My. Thank you. Thank you for surplus provision. That's what I decree and declare for you, Linda. Surplus provision. Surplus provision. Surplus provision by any means necessary. And I thank you for the desire of her heart for true love and true companionship. It is so, and so it is. Pamela, the dynamo, the uncontainable, the irreplaceable, the unique. This is who and what you are. Let your light shine. Your light of love, your light of excitement, your light of vibration, your light of inquisition or inquisitiveness, your light to help, your light to help, your light to lead. Let it shine. For others have tried to snuff it out. And then there's a category of people who do not understand you, but continue to shine. For I hear the Almighty say that as you walk down this new pathway, your life is going to reflect a peace and a level of prosperity that you've never, ever experienced before. And I hear him say, witnesses will confirm this. And I hear him say, those who were naysayers in time will align with the path you're walking on. And they will rise to confirm that you really are blessed. And they will rise to confirm that you really are new. My, it is so and so it is. Did I get everybody? Okay, we got one more. Again, you shall impact the world. You are a world changer. You're a world impacting figure, a world impacting industry, Hillary. Mm-mm-mm. Many generations are coming forth out of you of repressed expressions of careers, repressed expressions of success. That which was not done in them is done in you. Mm-mm-mm. You are being led and you are being guided, Hillary. You are being led and you're being guided. And there's a tribe that is forming around you. They will hear your voice and know it. There's a tribe that is forming in you to form around you. And there's a knowledge that is developing and growing in you for the tribe that you are to lead, to guide, to feed, to comfort, to encourage, to empower. And last but not least, I declare and decree that entrepreneurial arise from within you, emerge from within you, a consciousness and awareness for business and a consciousness and an awareness to attract opportunities that will expand you beyond the borders that others have lived in proximity to you. Oh my God, it is so. And so it is. Did I get everybody? Did we get everybody here? Did we get everybody here? How many of y'all resonate with what was spoken? Mm, mm, mm. How many of y'all resonate with what was spoken? Mm. How many of y'all resonate with what was spoken? Mm, mm, mm. Hallelujah. How many of y'all resonate with what was spoken? Is Brenda still on here? Brenda Harris, I declare and decree greater manifestations of healing and wholeness within you, healing and wholeness in your physical body, healing and wholeness, healing and wholeness to Brenda. Wow, it is so, Brenda, and so it is. Mm, mm, mm. Woo. My. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Love you so dearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say something to all of you here. And I know as you can, you get an opportunity to share and giving, but this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say because this is what I see. Mm, mm, mm. You're all unique in your own right. This is, now, how can I say this? Naturally, I believe everybody is unique. But the reason I declare your uniqueness today is because you've been pressured to be a clone. At some point in time, you've been pressured to be a clone of somebody else, of something else. This has been one of the greatest challenges you've had in your life, is that people can't see you for you. They don't know you for you. They keep seeing you as them, or seeing you or desiring you to act like somebody else, or do like somebody else, or be like somebody else, or believe like but that's not you. And I got to encourage you that this uniqueness, of course, it's a dynamic authenticity, but it is a path you must walk. It is a path you must walk because it is, I'm saying this, it's not breaking English. It is who you be. It is who you be. You are a being, so you be. It is what you be. It is who you be. It is who you are. It is who you be. That means it is who you are being. Listen, 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 listen. The ultimate life can only be lived for you if you embrace and walk in this uniqueness that is you. Some people say it's strange. Some people call it rebellion. Some people say you're off. They say you're confused. Some people call it being a hypocrite, but you are unique. There's something in you that is you, connected with the Almighty, that is revealed. There's a path that you must walk. There's a stance you must take. There are things you must do that others are not supposed to agree with because they have decided to be clones and not unique. Whew. Embrace it. Don't replace it. Embrace it. For it is the only way you can experience a maximized expression of fulfillment, love, happiness in this world. The giving opportunities at the bottom of the screen. Please use them as you are led to use them. If you are blessed today and always blessed, give as you can. $AG Green, $AG Green Ministries. Zelle is there as well as Chime. Thank you so much. If you have not joined the email list, let me put it back up one more time. Scan that QR code right quick. If you would, just scan that QR code. Be added to our mailing list. The first 7 emails are about getting to know your higher self, so forth and so on, your spirit self. And then I got another series that I'm preparing to upload this week to enhance your journey. Now, we won't email you every day. We started out that way, but after you get the first 7 or 8 emails, it'll be once or twice a week to enhance your journey. How y'all feeling? You feeling good? You feel better? You feel better? Everybody feeling better today? Mm-mm-mm. I want to encourage you to persist in what you know. Persist in what you know. I'm learning to do that. I must do that myself. Persist in what you know. I release you today. I'll see you this week. Don't forget, we'll have Counselor Jerry Cotton on with us. We'll continue to discuss how to deal with toxic families this upcoming week. And I'll have his opinion to share with me and go through the topic or the highlights that we're going to share with you. Love you all so dearly. I release you today with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, prosperity, nothing missing and nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. Love you all so dearly, and I'll see many of you in a couple of days. Take care.